Jonty Prime, privileged to be the pastor of Enfield Evangelical Free Church in North London. I have with me here Jonty Allcock, who's the pastor of the Globe Church on the South Bank, and Trevor Archer, who works for the FIEC. Trevor, life's changing for you. You're no longer going to be the training director of FIEC, but you're becoming the London director. Why are the FIEC appointing a London director?
Well, as you'd be aware, Johnny, from being in London for a long time yourself, it's a global city, over 8 million people. We have, I think, 76 FIEC churches within London, but we've not really been able to invest in those churches in the way that we'd want to.
So what will your particular role be as London director?
I guess initially it'll be trying to get those churches together and get them to know one another. Produce a kind of sense of a band of brothers working together on a mission and seeing how we can not only work amongst ourselves as FIEC, but also work with other evangelical groups in the capital.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting. So I think the Globe Church has been an expression of that. Yeah. It's very much been a group of FIEC pastors coming together saying, let's work together on this. And I mean, we've experienced that. It's been very humbling to experience generosity and interest and prayer and a gospel heartedness in partnership.
And probably in my 23 years in London, that's the first time we've ever done anything that I know of in that kind of way, which has been very exciting.
Can I turn the question on you, Johnny, because you've been around London a long time, 23 years ministering up there in Enfield. Not only is it about the changes, but what do you see are particular challenges and opportunities that we have as FIEC churches going forward?
Well, I think one of the things that's dawned on us a lot recently is that London, yes, is one massive city, but it's actually a city of cities. So the borough where I live in Enfield, 340,000 people, that is bigger than lots of cities in the UK. And yet the boroughs don't quite work like cities. They tend to be full of what you might call villages or communities that are pretty insular. And if we're going to reach those communities with the Lord Jesus, we need to actually plant churches in those communities, because people aren't going to leave those communities to go somewhere else to hear the gospel. We've got to go to them. They're really diverse as well. Some of them are jam-packed with every nationality under the sun. Some of them are very monocultural. So there's all sorts of needs in this dense pack of people that fill the London boroughs.
And Jonty, what role therefore do you see the Globe having in that context of London and beyond London, in fact?
Yeah, I think one of our big passions about the Globe Church when we first were looking at it was that London has this very central sort of force to it. You know, that people are travelling in a lot, so the centre of London is quite key to the way that London works. And really, our heart for the Globe Church would be that it would be a church that is serving other churches, serving the churches in the suburbs around London, but then wider field as well. I think Johnny's right. There's so many communities where they desperately need gospel witnesses, but unless we're raising up workers and training up workers who are then being deployed into those places, we're not going to reach those communities. So really, the vision would be that there would be a synergy between what's happening in the suburbs and in the nation, with then churches who are providers of workers, not just in London, but in other big cities where those workers can be raised up, but then strategically, carefully deployed into areas where they can be used effectively for the gospel. And that's going to require partnership. That's going to require good relationship and trust and a shared vision and a generosity and a willingness to perhaps lose out your own name, your own reputation, the own size of your church in order to share with others. And that's what excites me. That's why I think the London director role is going to be really helpful to have a bit more of an oversight of seeing how that can happen more effectively.
Yeah, I see it very much as kind of acting as a catalyst for networking people together. And the reality is we need to get smaller groups on the ground in hubs working together around London. I know you've spoken about that before, Johnny, but it's a massive challenge before us. We're very small, and yet there is a kind of sense of momentum which I'm very thrilled about.
Obviously, we're not the only people who are proclaiming the Lord Jesus in London. There are lots of other good things going on. How will your role relate to the other groupings that there are that are sharing Jesus?
Well, similar to yourself, I've ministered a long time in London. That's given me lots of connections with different groups far beyond FIEC. So I see part of my preparation for this role has been actually connections with the Evangelical Anglicans, Co-Mission, London City Mission, trying to bring those wider groups together to work together. We need one another. It's all about the gospel. We need one another to get the gospel out. And I find that kind of both daunting and exciting opportunity before us, really.
And I think within that, then there's an importance of your role that it needs someone with experience who can take that sort of a lead. And it helps, as a younger guy, it helps to have someone who is taking a lead in that area as well. It's really helpful.